Hey up, welcome to the Cannonall Farm podcast. With us, the Nicholson brothers, farmers Rob and Dave.
We're two Yorkshire farmers who, along with our dad Roger, brother Rich and the rest of our family, have turned a farm with 2 sheds and a barn into an award-winning tourist attraction.
You've seen us on the telly, live on Facebook, and now we're here with our very own podcast.
We're back for Series 2, and along the way we're going to be joined by some of our TV mates. The rest of our family will be answering some of your questions too.
And that's what we're doing today. We're answering your questions on the podcast.
Can you play maracas?
Of course I can. I've got a pair of maracas.
I bet you have.
Yeah. I play them all the time, Rob.
Exciting times, Dave. We're back for Series 2.
Series 2. Who'd have thought it? Our very own podcast. And people have been liking it. There've been some lovely comments. I haven't seen any negative ones.
Don't look too closely. I've enjoyed doing it. I've enjoyed the feedback. Delving into subjects a little bit more deeply seems like a really nice thing to do. But the best thing for me was the reaction to Dad's appearance on the sofa.
Yeah, and our Richards, actually. We've had a lot of people wanting them back on the sofa to talk about old times and exciting things to do in the future.
And back there will be. Watch this space, everyone.
Now, Rob, what have you been up to this week?
Right, I've had a bit of a busy one. Fern, our treasured Highland cow, was calved. We had a little bit of drama around feeding the calf, but I'm confident now she's going in the right direction. I've also had a bit of a haircut. While you've been away, right? Obviously, I couldn't get it cut by Anita. So I nipped up the road to the Turkish barbers in Penistone, right? And what an experience that was. It was like shearing a sheep. He went, right? Left this thing on top like Caleb Cooper. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, is that it? But then he started shaving it in a bit, and I said, just leave a little bit on top, please.
It's called blending in.
Yeah, right, and he did all that, and then he starts messing about with this fluidy stuff. He lit it, and he starts flicking it in my ears, right, and up my nostrils. And I'm thinking, ow, ow, I could smell the burning. So I've had a proper short back and sides.
And did he do anything with the beard?
Yeah, trimmed it. It was an enjoyable experience.
Right, so is Anita redundant now?
Well, I don't want to say that because I want to keep my options open, but I don't think it will be the last time I go to see my friend in Penistone.
I know they can be quite severe. Sometimes they can go right down to the scalp.
It was a number 1.
Yeah. Well, number 1's okay, but there's not much blending when you get higher up.
It was shorter than Anita's number 1, is all I would say. Right. It shocked me when he did it. I thought, oh my goodness, I've never seen my hair that short, but... It was very enjoyable. It didn't cost the earth. I thought it was good value for money, and and it did the job for me.
Going back a few years when Poppy was very little, we went to Turkey, and I went to a Turkish barber's, and I had a cutthroat shave, and that was a great experience. My skin felt so wonderful afterwards. A lot better than what I could do.
So I've done that. Fern's had a calf. We've built the bonfire. We're starting to get ready for pumpkins. We've had a very, very productive week. What about you?
Not very productive. I've been in Spain. I've been travelling around. I've been enjoying the food. And I've got to say, I had some cracking meals.
Yeah?
Yeah. The last night...
tapas?
I've had tapas, right? The last night, though, before I came home, we were walking for our last meal, if you like. And what did we come across? But wild boar. Right, there's a little video for anyone watching on YouTube. You can see them now, and they were all over the place. There was a sow with 5 little piglets, and then there was uncles, aunts. I don't know. They were all over the place.
I hope you didn't have any pork for tea, or they'd be furious.
I did actually. I had pork loin in peppercorn sauce. It was lovely.
They wouldn't be wild. They'd be furious if you didn't get the joke first time.
It's quite a good one, that. So yeah, it's been a good week. I've weighed myself, and I'm under 15 stone, so I'm happy.
Under 15 stone?
Well, if I get it over that, I am in trouble.
Do you know what I am?
Go on, you're going to tell me.
13.10.
That's good. I'd like to get down to like 14.2.
And I used to be 17.
Yeah, 14.2 I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I've had this hernia operation, Rob.
All right, Dave.
Right.
You don't
So-
need to explain yourself to me.
So I haven't been able to actually work as hard as I should do because I'm not allowed to lift heavy stuff.
Well,
but,
I'm hoping there's more work to come soon because he owes us a good worker too.
well, it's 3 months before heavy lifting, and I've got about 2 or 3 weeks to go, and then I'm back in it.
Well, my
all
back-
guns blazing.
My back is killing because I've been carrying him forever.
Forever, or just for 2 months. Anyway, make of it what you want.
Some of our supporters have sent in some questions. If you'd like to be a supporter, hit the subscribe button on our Facebook page and you could enjoy all the fun that the rest of the gang do. Right, Dave, first question is, it's from Tracy. If you were an animal, and I know you already are, what do you think you'd be? Because I know this question. I know the answer.
Well, if I was an animal, I kind of like to be like either an otter, right? Because you get to swim, you hold your breath a long time, you're there, you're all over the place. Or, perhaps an orca. You're at top of the feeding kind of chain, no one's going to eat you. I think that would be a nice kind of carry on.
So you see yourself as an alpha male?
Well, no, more. I just don't want to get eaten, basically. And, I quite like fish.
Well,
Otter, killer whale.
Takes
yeah.
me back to bath time when we were little. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
we used to play a game, didn't we, where we used to hold our breath underwater, pretend we were otters catching fish. Do you remember it?
It's like I'm holding my breath. I think I could only manage 45 seconds.
It was good practice.
It was.
Right, so Tracy, thank you for that question. David would be an orca or an otter. What would I be? I think because I'm a gentle soul, I'd probably be a giraffe.
You mean you hold your head up above
I
everybody
just
else?
really, really love giraffes. I think they're the nicest animal on the earth.
Well, again, they can protect themselves, though. When them lions come a-calling, they've got long legs, they kick them. They're,
I think they hit him with their heads as well.
They do,
don't
yeah.
they?
You think about that swinging round and give you a belt.
Yeah.
And what else? 'Cause there must be more than one animal.
Or a ram.
A ram?
Yeah.
You want to be a sheep?
Well, I think a good ram is something to admire.
Okay.
A good tup. So I'm either giraffe or a tup.
How about a Highland bull?
I can't be everything. That's just we can't do a suite of animals.
Could I be like a fish eagle or something like osprey as well?
In your own mind, in your own house, you can be whatever you want.
Okay, then. That's fine.
Right. So thank you, Tracy, for that.
Good question.
Carolyn is next. What motivates you most to keep farming? Good question.
I think we had a well, in the beginning, we wanted to stop at the farm. We wanted to keep farming. It was Dad's kind of passion, and we all love living here. And I suppose we all got stuck in to keep the family farm. And since then, it's just I love working. I love being in my JCB. I like working with livestock, and it's JCB in winter.
He loves his holidays as well.
Livestock in winter, livestock in summer.
I love the fact that we're farmers. I love the layout of the land, the countryside. If I see a landscape that's been formed by farming, right, it's something I admire. I think there's so much to admire about our countryside. The life that we've lived and the life that hopefully people can carry on living for generations to come. The fact that we're both grandparents, we're forging a future for our next generation, and a love of animals. I love to see great quality livestock grazing in fields, and it just makes me happy. I enjoy looking at the stock.
I've really enjoyed as well, creating the farm, putting the roundhouse up, the actual farm attraction, and making it interesting and fun for people. Those raised gantries so people can look down on the animals. There's not a bad view on the place, really.
I think as well, hearing the laughter of children, seeing families have wonderful days out together, seeing pictures of that from years gone by, and knowing that, creating a legacy is a bit grand, but we're creating a place where people come together from different areas and have enjoyable family days. So I think that is, one of the things that hopefully makes Cannon Hall Farm special to lots of people.
I suppose even creating the playgrounds, Rob, so it's got a nice feel about it, and you listen to the laughter as you're walking down the farmyard, and it's building those and making those memories, isn't it?
Absolutely. So lovely question that. Thank you so much to Carolyn. The next question is from, do you think it's Cheryl or Cheryl?
Cheryl. I'd say Cheryl.
Cheryl. We had a girl in our class, didn't we, we called her Cheryl, though.
Was it Cheryl?
It was Cheryl, but we called her Cheryl.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, this is Cheryl. Are there plans for additional animal accommodation to be built? Perhaps another roundhouse?
Yeah, I think we've got lots of plans this winter. Hopefully we can crack on with them and the planners like them. And watch this space because it'll be on social media. It might even be on telly.
Yeah, we've a process to go through, haven't we, which involves planning permission. But we've got a couple of ideas. One would be a roundhouse up adjoining the wood, where we'd have more room to make a better job of the livestock that we've got. And then another one is quite an exciting venture. That would be down towards where the Shire horses are.
That would be more of a grand plan, that one, though.
Yeah.
That's the one that with a big wow factor.
We've got boxes to tick. We've got plans to draw up, and it's an exciting time for the future. So thank you very much for that question from Cheryl. I think we moved on from Cheryl.
Well, I hope you didn't scare the last one when you were at school.
Well, we thought Cheryl was right, didn't we? But
okay.
Anyway.
It's a nice name.
Vicky, if you didn't live in Barnsley, where in the world would you like to have lived? I have an idea where David might say
Texas.
Oh, I think in Spain.
No, Texas for me.
Really?
I love Texas. When we were there, it was at the food, the people. I'd say the scenery, we didn't quite see the best of it, but I bet there's some beautiful places in Texas. Or I really like Sweden as well. All those islands, forestry, deer walking. It'd be spectacular.
I suppose I'm not as well travelled as you, but the one place I've been to, which is how I would go again, would be Italy.
Oh yeah.
I love the cuisine. Calzone pizza's been my favourite food, and some of the history, the architecture, the people. We've always found them to be incredibly friendly. And Julie, my wife's grandma, was Italian, so I feel a connection in that respect. She was from Naples. The nicest place I've ever been and stayed, I think, would be Lucca, which is like a vaulted city where there's like a track round the edge which you ride a bicycle around, and then there's a piazza in the middle of the town, and it's a bit like Meadowhall, with all those food stalls.
But looking a bit older.
But only this is all proper pizzerias and stuff. So
well, I actually have been to.
I wonder if they got the idea from Meadowhall.
They might have done, Rob, but I've been to Voltaire. And,
I've been there.
Yeah, and Montepulciano.
Been there.
Stunning locations.
Siena.
Siena, I didn't fall in love with, but
Really?
the other two I really loved.
I did the best piece of parallel parking I've ever done in my life in Siena.
Did you?
Yeah, I've got a picture. I'll show it you. I didn't have an inch to spare on either side.
You did well then.
Yeah.
Hire car.
But then we got in there, we got parked, right? And then this guy tapped us on the window. He says, "Residents only."
Oh,
And then I had to move.
did you say, but nobody's going to get in this space?
So, Italy for me, Texas for you, and possibly Sweden.
Well, I'm going to go as well. The Spain thing, right? I love Spain. You know what? The architecture in some of those old cities where the I suppose it was the Moors were there before, weren't they? And they
were on Robinson Crusoe, weren't they?
Were they really?
Mm.
Okay.
They were the inhabitants of the islands that he used to get marooned on.
Well, they obviously conquered a lot of Europe, and then the battles to and fro.
The big question, though, can you play maracas?
Of course I can.
Right. Well,
I've got a pair of maracas.
I bet you have.
Yeah. I play them all the time, Rob.
Right, Dave. Supporters Day, 21st of September. Are you looking forward to it?
Am I? All the Farmy Army's coming down to meet our special guest, Matt the Vet, and of course, Jules Hudson.
There'll be a good night to be had there. Who's putting him up this time?
Well, I've thought about it, Rob. I haven't got a rubber sheet.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be you.
Every time I have him to stay, right, Judy says, you can make the bed.
Yeah.
It's your friend who's coming, right? So I know that's extra work for me, but I'm prepared to do that for Jules.
Now, can I just say, we don't need a rubber sheet, really. Jules is house trained, he's a good man, and he's welcome in either our households.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll have some good fun.
Yeah.
But the Supporters Day is a special day. We love inviting these supporters of Cannon Hall Farm down to visit. Matt the Vet will be super entertaining because he's as daft as a brush, but he's incredibly clever as well, and I'm sure he's going to bring the house down.
I've got a little idea for that.
What?
I'm not going to tell you now because it'll spoil the surprise. But I've got a great idea and I think you're going to love it.
Right, so Matt the Vet, Jules Hudson, brother Richard, hopefully my dad will be coming along too.
Yeah.
We're going to have loads of fun. You don't actually have to be a Facebook supporter to come along to the event. Visit the website, book your tickets. We would love to see you there.
Don't delay because places are filling up really quick.
Dawn, who would you like to have as a dinner guest? 2 guests each, present or past, and why?
Can you answer yours first? Because I'm going to think about it a bit.
I'd have both my granddads.
You see, that would have been so much better than I was going to say. I'm going to come out with like Peter Kay or someone like that.
Right. I'd have both my granddads because one, I never met my dad's dad, and
Yeah.
I'd love to show him the farm as it is now. And we didn't know our other granddad for that long, did we? And I think he would be so proud of the way the farm looks now.
Yeah, he would be, and he had a passion for Shire horses
Heavy
as well.
horses, yeah.
You know, he loved them steam trains. They were I suppose like old traditional things.
But unfortunately in life, you don't get that opportunity, do we? But those two would be my choice. Go on.
Well, I'd have to have a comedian, right? Because you've got to have a laugh at a dinner party. Les Dawson, he was funny. You know, he went before his time.
We did.
You know, and I think he'd have some good.
Are you going to have Tommy
stories to tell.
Cooper as well?
No, just one comedian's enough.
Right.
Anyway, right, Les Dawson, and then you know what? I've always admired Eddie the Eagle, an average Joe bloke to go to the Olympics with well, just think of to actually do that jump, Rob. He must have nerves of steel, and I bet he'd be an entertaining bloke.
Incredible. I think I've stood at the top of one of those.
It's a long way up.
And they're not something you'd feel like sliding down.
No, and you know what? Like in Canada, or when they went, they're a lot taller because they have different stages. Yeah. Fearless, you have to be there.
So Eddie the Eagle and Les Dawson, that is an eclectic pair.
Well, it'd be good, wouldn't it? Oh, perhaps I might have a singer because you don't want a bit of music. Well, Les Dawson can play piano.
Right. Next question from Claire. Is there anything you have always wanted to do away from the farm that you've never done before, and why?
Whitewater rafting. Never
Really?
done it. Always fancied it.
Well, why don't we ask, for our next TV soiree,
Yeah.
why don't we ask if we can do whitewater rafting?
Well, I'd love to do that. That would be something. It's on my bucket list.
Is it?
You know, I think that'd be terrifying and exciting at the same
And
time.
honestly say, I've never ever thought about doing it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. I once went canoeing
I'd like to
on
do
the
canoeing as well.
Vézère River in France, and it
Yeah.
was one of the nicest things I've ever done.
Well,
So,
I've always fancied, the Wye Valley.
yeah,
You can canoe down that, can't you?
we could go and canoe with Jules, couldn't
Yeah, that'd be a lovely thing to do.
we? Maybe canoe down the Wye Valley, stop at a nice country pub that Jules knows well.
Yeah.
He knows the chef, he knows the bartender. We have a few pints,
Lock in. Fantastic.
then go back to Jules's house for a nice single malt, and then we'll sleep in his shepherd's hut.
Exactly. That sounds like one to remember. We'll do a video.
If a certain brand of lager did days, that would be it.
I've gone whitewater rafting. What is something like skydiving? Anything like that?
No, nothing like that. What have I always? I suppose, a bit boring, I've always wanted to go to Australia to watch England play cricket. And I suppose if I don't get on with it, I'll never do it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have a chat with my pal, David, who likes cricket.
Yeah.
And maybe we ought to make that trip.
And when are they playing next down under?
November next year.
Well, there you are then.
So maybe that could spur me on to do something that's on my bucket list, because it's something I've always assumed I would do. But, as every year progresses, the chances of it gets less, don't they? So maybe I need to look at that.
And not like Vegas, hitting those casinos, partying.
It's not me.
Okay.
So yeah, I think the cricket, and probably if I had to choose somewhere in Australia, it would be Perth.
Okay.
I've always dreamed of the Fremantle Doctor. I know that Perth is a bouncier wicket. I know that it's where the very best batters do very well, and I'm not suggesting I'm going to pick a bat up, but I think I would enjoy going to the WACA in Western Australia. So that's probably my answer to that. Linda, how many foals does a Shire horse have in its lifetime? Very good question.
Well, if it's a stallion, none.
Very good answer. No one knew that, did they? He might produce a lot, though.
He could do.
If you know
lucky.
that Edward,
Yeah.
he's got so much semen frozen still, and it's still widely used. He must have got thousands of foals.
Yeah, but that's no good, is it? You need genetics to be different.
Variety. So go on then, how many do you think?
Well, some females, and that's the problem with the Shire horses, aren't being bred, because it's a big emotional thing to get your Shire horse, to watch it through the pregnancy, and to deliver that foal healthily and happily. It can be quite a tour, as we know, Rob.
The more foals that you have, the more money you lose.
Yeah.
Because breeding Shire horses is not an economic venture. That said, I would say your average female will have its first foal at 5. I think you give them till you let them grow on, and then if you're lucky, they'll breed till they're 15, and then they'll always miss a year or two.
Yeah.
I would think
8?
6 to 8. Yeah. It would be your average.
But that'd be good, and if 4 of those are females, then it's done its part for the breeding of the Shires.
Well, I did read that a curlew needs to reproduce every 2 years to maintain the population, due to the length of time that they live.
Yeah. And ground nesting birds
under pressure.
Exactly.
And that's not
lots
the
of
question,
predators.
So 6 to 8 is what David and I think, but there may be some more eminent horse experts out there who say, actually, you're wrong. Right, Zoe, good question. What 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
Honest, reliable. I'm struggling with the last one.
Loyal?
Oh, definitely loyal. Yeah, and I'd say that.
I think we'd all like to think that we're thought of like that, wouldn't we? Honesty is a prerequisite. Loyalty is worth a lot in life, and hardworking, determined. I'd go with I'm quite determined.
It's a good question.
It is. I think. Do we have to just pick 3 though? What were the 3 that we'd most like to be? I suppose honest goes without saying. Determined. I am quite determined, and loyal. I'm going to go with loyal.
Yeah, I think we've covered the bases there.
Right, thank you for that. That was from Zoe. So, Vicky, how have you managed the transition from farmers into TV stars? What has been the most challenging change? And what are the best and worst bits of TV stardom? And this is particularly for David.
TV stardom, we're not stars.
This is particularly for Dave.
Well, it doesn't say that. I think, no, we can go.
You're quite a big deal.
To myself. No, seriously. I don't say, we neither of us see ourselves as being famous, because we're not. We can go to London, nobody recognises us.
A taxi driver once did.
He did, yeah. Look, well, perhaps a guy in the train station might go, who's looking after animals? I had 2 people when I went to Spain last week.
Yeah.
3 people, sorry, recognised me. And that were it.
Were you handing out farm merchandise at the time?
Well, I had a Happy Days T-shirt on
I am Dave.
with a Cannon Farm hat on and a carrier bag.
I've been on the telly.
T-shirt, that's it. Perhaps we should sell them. No, but seriously, I think it's nice that people travel to the farm. I've seen a few people today. It's the first time they've been. They're very excited to be here, and it's lovely to see that. So that's the best part of it. People coming to visit us and being really, really excited and loving the day.
We're honoured, privileged, and proud, aren't we, to represent Barnsley? You know, we're a Barnsley family. Yeah. We love to showcase the area to its best attributes. We're proud to represent farming and farmers because we always want to be the best face the industry can ever show. And we're proud that we've been somewhere that people, in times of difficulty and stress, have turned to, and it's given them hope and enjoyment. And if we can do that, then we're the lucky ones. We've actually, David, got someone's ashes to scatter later today.
I know, I've seen that.
So, and for someone to do that, to entrust their loved one, because she loved the farm so much, for us to sprinkle those ashes in a designated place and say a few words is a wonderful compliment to the farm, to all the other people that work here, because it's not just us. We're the front face, but there's a powerhouse of brilliance that goes to turning Cannon Hall Farm into what it is today, and we're lucky to head it up, I suppose, to be the public face of it.
The great thing for me is we get to go to some cool places, meet some great people, and like doing the TV stuff. It's like a day out. It's like a hobby.
It's like a paid holiday.
It's like a paid holiday.
It actually is.
It is. Yeah.
To me, it's genuinely like a paid holiday.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're given the chance to do some of the things that we do.
Yeah.
And people, it's not well paid, you know, but it's
great.
pay.
It's great.
And we're very lucky.
So that's me, going places, meeting people, and new experiences.
Right. Tracy, how do the boys, that's you and I, cope with so much attention from the girls? I know I get very starstruck when I have met them. It's not from the girls, by the way, I've met them.
I don't think we do get that much.
Well, Tracy obviously got starstruck when she met us.
Well, Tracy, it was lovely to meet you. I don't really know how to answer that because we just meet people that want a little chat and they're happy just to, yeah.
Well, we had the very best person in the world to advise us when we set on our little TV journey, didn't we? And that was?
JB Gill.
Peter Wright.
I know it was Peter.
All right. Peter said that every person who wants to talk to you, it's an honour and a privilege.
You did, yeah.
Right? And he says, and give them your time because it might not be that long before they're not asking you.
Yeah. And that's sound advice.
Yeah, but it just is nice to connect with people, to talk to them, and to know that on occasions we're making a positive impact on people's lives, and that is something we should be proud and humbled by. And I know that we both are, and I know even though we will have banter and what have you, I know that you do enjoy meeting people and that you're happy to give your time. And
100%. Yeah, it's always nice to have a chat with new people.
Yeah. Right, thank you, Tracy, and hopefully we will meet again. This is from Gloria. What a glorious name! Is there anything you would change about your lives? If so, what would it be?
Well, I think I'm tall enough, to be honest. I don't think I need to be.
I think you're a fine size.
I think I'm a good size. I'll tell you what. I'd like to lose a stone. That's it. And I think now I'm nearly back to full fitness.
It's a matter of time.
No, I'm going to start running again.
Oh.
I'm going to start exercising. It's going to just fall off me.
You're going to look like Jane Fonda in
You know, for Christmas special, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a stone lighter.
You'll need a new suite of clothes.
No, I've got a new suite of clothes that I can't fit in.
So you'll be happy just to get back in your old clothes?
Yeah, a stone lighter, and I'd be happy with that.
Right, Gloria, what would I change about my life?
Oh, about your life or about yourself?
No, your life. Yeah. I'm generally very happy with my life. I'm very lucky, to be in the position I'm in, to work alongside my family to have, Tom's come back from London now. Very lucky to see him every day. No, because a lot of people, Dave, when the children grow up, they disappear off to London or other cities, and the number of days that they'll see the children for the rest of their lives is staggeringly small.
Yeah.
So we're incredibly lucky to have spent so much time with our families. I think I'd have to say that I would change nothing about my life. I'm very lucky. I'm privileged to be in the position I'm in.
So we're gonna cut that there. I'm gonna put this answer in so I sound a lot better. Seeing me son-in-law Henry every day would be fantastic. Henry's doing the podcast as we speak now. Henry, put that in.
Make sure you sort that edit out, Henry. Right, thanks, Gloria, for that. Very good question. The last question from Becky. When you were both kids, did you ever get into trouble that your wonderful parents never found out about till now?
I think they found out. Get into trouble. I haven't been in that much trouble.
We did.
What trouble do we get into?
Well, I used to get into a lot of trouble with Darren.
Yeah.
I've got a fabulous friend who we've just lost, haven't we? A friend to both of us. And he was naughty, but he was lovable. And he was a wonderful person, and he's gone way too soon. But we just used to get into all kinds of mischief in the park. I remember going around to my grandma's and pretending I was just going to see her, but really I was taking matches from the matchbox on the hearth.
Oh, yeah.
To light a little campfire in the park, right?
Oh,
and then
nice.
when fire went out, we'd go back for another match. And we kept doing this, and the fire kept going out. It didn't work. And then eventually she saw what I was doing, and we once let the firework off, didn't we? When she was looking after us.
Did
poor
we?
Grandma. Remember that firework that we fired up the yard?
I remember something. Did we fire it through like a pipe?
Yeah, where I
like
live
a
now.
rocket launcher. Yeah.
That was super naughty.
And it went past the barn and everything.
Yeah.
That was so silly.
Once, it was Darren,
Yeah.
and he took £5 from his mum's purse.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right,
I've never done that.
right. And he went and spent it all on football stickers. I'm not joking. We went up to the post office,
Yeah.
and he spent the whole £5 because the only one we were missing was Kevin Keegan. We just needed Kevin Keegan to make the
And did you
setup.
find Kevin Keegan?
No, he wasn't in.
Oh, God.
So Darren burned this fiver, just how he was.
That was a lot of money back then.
He was lovable. He was mischievous, and we had so much fun together. And yeah, so there's all kinds of stories.
I suppose the
I
ones...
remember making them stink bombs.
Yeah, that's the one. We used to get crisp packets. We made stink bombs out of... There was some coconut, some milk powder, dog poo, and we used to put it in bags.
I'm afraid to say he's telling the
We
truth.
put it in bags, then we used to go into the park,
Yeah.
and there were cars parked over this wall. I never knew if we hit them or not. We threw them over the wall and legged it.
Oh, God.
But I don't think we hit a car, so I'm quite pleased.
We were bad children, weren't
Yeah.
we? Once we were having an egg fight, weren't we? We found some rotten eggs and we were lobbing them at each other. And you ducked, and it went straight into this bloke's car who was there to see me dad. Can you remember? He was a rep. He was a rep. So we got Darren's jumper, and we wiped all the rotten egg from inside his car. We wiped it all. In fact, we probably just smeared it round more than wiped it, and then scarpered it, didn't we? So his car would stink, and he'd wonder where it had come from.
You might just think a bit of burn muck or something.
Yeah.
You don't know, do you?
So there's lots of stories
Yeah.
of things that we've done, but we've had loads of fun, and we weren't bad children. We were just mischievous.
Yeah, it was more making dens in the park, getting chased by the park warden,
Yeah.
climbing trees.
Climbing on the roof of Cannon Hall.
Yeah, getting chased by a park warden again. Ed Gardner chased us lots of times.
Yeah.
Just more that kind
I
of
think
thing.
he liked us deep down, though, didn't he?
I'm sure he
He
did.
just wanted to play.
Just a shout and we'd run off.
Mm-hmm.
They were easy.
Right, that's the last question, Dave. So hope you've enjoyed that. We certainly have. It's been very thought-provoking and some really wonderful questions. So to our supporters, thank you so much. And again, if you want to become a supporter, hit the subscribe button on our Facebook page.
That's well remembered, that, because I'd forgotten that bit.
Have you?
Yeah, well done.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Cannon Hall Farm podcast.
We'll be back next time where we're joined by our good friend, Matt the Vet.
Until then, I've been Farmer Rob.
I've been Farmer Dave.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
I'm pretty sure I should have described myself as a goat.
What, because you've got a beard and you're smelly?
No. Greatest of all time.
I was thinking more mule. Very, very stubborn.